They say youth is the best time of life. But what if that's the biggest lie we've been told? What if your best years aren't behind you, but still ahead? Society has spent decades pushing the idea that aging means slowing down, fading away, and becoming irrelevant. But science, history, and real-life stories tell a different truth. Take Dr. Becca Levy, a Yale professor who spent years studying aging. Her research found that people who see aging as an opportunity rather than a limitation live up to 7.5 years longer than those who believe they're past their prime. Think about that. Your mindset alone could be the key to a longer, richer life. And it's not just about time. It's about quality. Some of the greatest minds in history did their most groundbreaking work after 70. Grandma Moses started painting in her late 70s and became a world-renowned artist. Benjamin Franklin invented bifocals and made crucial discoveries about electricity well into his senior years. And let's not forget Harlan Sanders, who only started KFC at 65, turning a lifetime of failures into a legacy that still thrives today. So why do so many people believe life slows down after 70? The answer is simple. We've been programmed to think that way. From media to social expectations, everything tells us that the best years are in the past. But science proves otherwise. Your brain doesn't suddenly stop learning. Your body doesn't just shut down. And most importantly, your purpose in life doesn't disappear. The truth is, after 70, something remarkable happens. You finally have the freedom to focus on what truly matters. The expectations of youth fade away. The pressure to conform disappears. You have the wisdom of experience, the clarity of perspective, and, most importantly, the chance to reinvent yourself. It's not about what you've lost. It's about what you gain. The ability to embrace what excites you, to learn things you never had time for, and to live life on your terms. There is a reason Mark Twain once said, "Age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter." If science, history, and real-life examples all point to the same truth, that aging is not a decline, but an evolution, then the only thing standing in your way is the belief that it isn't possible. And if you can change that belief, well, your best years are just getting started. We often hear people say, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks." But what if that's completely false? What if, even after 70, your brain is still capable of incredible growth, your body still has untapped strength, and your life can still take a brand new direction? Science is proving that reinvention isn't just possible, it's natural. Let's start with your brain. For decades, scientists believed that as we age, our brain cells simply die off, leaving us slower, more forgetful, and unable to adapt. But research now tells a different story. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new connections, does not stop at a certain age. In fact, studies from Harvard and the National Institute on Aging show that people in their 70s and 80s can still develop new skills, improve memory, and even increase intelligence if they continue challenging their minds. Think about it. Your brain is like a muscle. If you stop using it, it weakens. But if you keep learning, exploring, and trying new things, it stays sharp. That's why some of the world's most brilliant thinkers, like Socrates, who continued teaching until his death at 71, or Toni Morrison, who wrote award-winning books well into her 80s, never stopped growing. But what about the body? Isn't it true that aging means physical decline? Not necessarily. The human body is designed to adapt, and movement is the key. Take Ernestine Shepherd, who started bodybuilding at 56, and by her 80s became the world's oldest female bodybuilder. Or Charles Euster, a dentist-turned-athlete who started sprinting at 95, breaking world records for his age group. Doctors now understand that muscle strength, flexibility, and endurance can still be improved well into old age. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that even 90-year-olds can build muscle mass with regular strength training. This means it's never too late to start walking, stretching, or even lifting light weights. Your body is waiting to respond. And let's not forget the power of purpose. Scientists have found that people who have a reason to wake up in the morning, whether it's learning a new skill, engaging in a hobby, or helping others, live longer and healthier lives. A famous study from Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's blue zones, where people live well past 100, found that the key to longevity wasn't just diet or exercise. It was ikigai, a Japanese term meaning a reason for being. Whether it's gardening, mentoring younger generations, volunteering, or even writing your own story, having something that excites you adds years to your life and life to your years. Think about this. Why do some people, even at 80 or 90, seem full of energy, curiosity, and excitement for life, while others feel stuck and exhausted? The answer isn't just physical health. It's mental engagement, adaptability, and a sense of purpose. And this brings us to the most exciting part. Reinvention isn't just about maintaining who you are. It's about becoming someone new. You're not limited by your past. You're not trapped in the person you were decades ago. Look at Peter Mark Roy, the man behind the famous Roget's Thesaurus. He spent most of his early life as a doctor and scientist, but at 73, he published his first thesaurus, revolutionizing the way people use language. Or Harry Bernstein, who wrote his first best-selling book at 96. He spent his entire life thinking his dream of being an author had passed him by, until he proved himself wrong. So the question isn't, can you change? It's, do you want to? Because science, history, and human potential all point to the same answer. Yes, you can. And if your body, your brain, and even the world around you allow for transformation at any age, then what's stopping you from rewriting your story? Perhaps the biggest reinvention of your life is still ahead, and you're the only one who gets to decide what happens next. By now, you know that science is on your side. Your brain can still grow, your body can still strengthen, and your sense of purpose can still deepen. But knowing something and living it are two different things. So, how do you actually step into this new chapter of your life with confidence, excitement, and a sense of possibility? Let's start with something that's often overlooked: your mindset. The way you think about aging directly affects how you experience it. In a groundbreaking study at Yale University, researchers found that older adults who had a positive view of aging lived an average of 7.5 years longer than those who saw aging as something negative. Just let that sink in for a moment. Your thoughts about aging can literally extend your life. This means that when you tell yourself, "I'm too old for that," or "It's too late for me to start over," your body listens. But when you say, "I still have time," or "I can still learn, grow, and enjoy new experiences," your body listens to that too. The truth is, aging isn't a loss, it's a gain. You've spent decades gathering wisdom, experience, and resilience. You've survived heartbreaks, challenges, disappointments, and hardships that younger people haven't even faced yet. And yet, society often tells us that the older we get, the less valuable we are. But what if we flip that script? What if the truth is that this is the most powerful, most liberated, and most exciting phase of your life? Think about it. You no longer have to prove yourself to anyone. You've already built a lifetime of knowledge and experience. You've learned what truly matters and what doesn't. You can now focus on what brings you joy, meaning, and fulfillment. For some people, this means pursuing a dream they put on hold. For others, it means exploring a new passion, reconnecting with old friends, or traveling to places they've always wanted to visit. And for many, it means passing on their wisdom, mentoring younger generations, sharing their stories, and leaving behind a legacy. Think about the legendary Maya Angelou, one of the greatest poets and thinkers of our time. At 85, she said, "I have learned that making a living is not the same thing as making a life." Now is the time to focus on making a life. But let's be honest, Reinvention doesn't happen by accident. It requires intention. It means looking at your daily routine and asking yourself, am I still learning something new? Am I surrounding myself with people who uplift and inspire me? Am I choosing curiosity over comfort? Am I stepping outside of my routine and trying new things? Because the greatest enemy of reinvention isn't age, it's repetition. If you're doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, and following the same routines every single day, of course, it's going to feel like life is slowing down. But the moment you break that cycle, even in small ways, you remind yourself that you're still alive. Maybe that means learning a new skill. Maybe it means joining a community or club. Maybe it means writing down your life stories so future generations can learn from them. Maybe it means picking up an old passion that got lost along the way. Did you know that Grandma Moses, one of the most famous painters in American history, didn't even pick up a paintbrush until she was 78 years old? She thought she was just passing the time. Instead, she created a legacy. And that's the beauty of reinvention. You never know where it might lead you. Even small changes can lead to massive transformations. A simple daily walk could turn into a new sense of strength. A single new hobby could lead to lifelong friendships. A commitment to learning could keep your brain sharp for years to come. The secret is momentum. Once you take one step forward, the next step becomes easier. And before you know it, you're not just aging, you're thriving. But there's one final thing we need to talk about: fear. Because let's be honest, change can feel scary, no matter how old you are. You might wonder, what if I fail? What if it's too late? What if people don't understand? But here's the truth. The real risk isn't trying and failing. It's never trying at all. It's looking back years from now and realizing that you let fear hold you back from something that could have changed your life. Think about it this way. If you live another 10, 20, or even 30 years, how do you want to look back on this time? Do you want to remember a time of playing it safe, staying in your comfort zone, and letting opportunities pass you by? Or do you want to look back and say, that was the time I truly started living? Because this isn't the end of your story. It's a new chapter. And this time, you get to write it exactly the way you want. So don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you that your best years are behind you. Because science, history, and your own potential all prove one thing: your best years might still be ahead. The only question is, are you ready to step into them? Imagine this. It's years from now. You're sitting in your favorite chair, watching the sun dip below the horizon. A soft breeze moves through the air, carrying whispers of laughter from the next generation. Your children, your grandchildren, maybe even their children. You close your eyes for a moment and reflect on the life you've lived. What do you feel? Pride, regret, fulfillment? This is the question we often avoid. But the truth is, no matter how many years we have left, we are all writing our legacy every single day. And legacy isn't just about what we leave behind. It's about how we live right now. In his final years, the great scientist Carl Sagan said something that still echoes across generations. For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. And that's what this final chapter of life is really about. Love. Not just romantic love, but love in all its forms. The love we show in our words. The love we pour into our actions. The love we leave in the hearts of others long after we're gone. Because at the end of it all, what truly remains? Not the houses, not the money, not the titles or achievements. What remains is the impact you had on the people around you. The final gift: sharing your wisdom. When you've lived long enough, you start to realize something important. Time isn't measured in years. It's measured in moments. A single conversation can change someone's future. A shared story can inspire a new beginning. A kind word can be remembered for a lifetime. This is why so many people in their later years feel an urge to share what they've learned. Because wisdom doesn't belong to one person. It belongs to the world. Think about the stories that have shaped your own life. Maybe it was advice from a grandparent that stayed with you for decades. Maybe it was the example of someone who showed strength when it mattered most. Maybe it was a simple lesson that changed how you saw the world. Now, you have the chance to be that person for someone else. Whether it's through writing, storytelling, mentoring, or simply being present for others, you have the power to change lives with what you know. Because there is one thing younger generations don't have yet: life experience. And you have decades of it. So don't underestimate the value of your voice. A lifetime of lessons shouldn't be buried. They should be passed down. The joy of being fully present. But legacy isn't just about what you give to others. It's also about how you experience life yourself. Because no matter how many years you have left, there is still so much life to live. The mistake most people make? They spend their time worrying about the past or stressing about the future. But life is only ever happening in one place: the present moment. The famous philosopher Alan Watts once said, "No valid plans for the future can be made by those who have no capacity for living now." Right now, at this very moment, you are alive. Feel that. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the rhythm of your breath, the sound of laughter. These are not small things. These are the very essence of life itself, and they are still available to you, no matter your age. So take the walk, have the conversation, laugh a little louder, dance when no one is watching, because one day, all of these little moments will add up to the story of your life. And the most beautiful part? You're still writing that story. The fear of running out of time, and how to overcome it. One of the biggest fears that comes with aging is the feeling that time is running out. It's easy to feel like there's less ahead than behind. But here's the truth. No one, at any age, knows how much time they have left. A 30-year-old could have less time than a 90-year-old. And when you realize that, something incredible happens. You stop waiting. You stop saying, "Someday." You stop thinking, "I wish I had done that." You stop holding yourself back. Instead, you start living fully, right now. And that's the real secret to making your best years the best years. You stop counting the time you have left and start making every moment count. The final question: what will your story be? At the end of your life, when someone speaks about you, what will they say? Will they say you were someone who lived with curiosity, joy, and purpose? Someone who never stopped growing, learning, and experiencing life? Someone who inspired others to live fully and love deeply? Or will they say you played it safe? That you let fear, routine, or hesitation keep you from embracing what was still possible? The choice is yours. Your best years are not behind you. They are waiting for you to claim them. And when you do, you won't just be living a good life. You'll be leaving behind a legacy of courage, joy, and endless possibility. So, what will you do with the time you have left?